Abortion is murder.
My mind, my body, my choice.
A person's a person no matter how small.
No one has the right to tell me what to do with my body.
As Penn State college students, we all have our whole lives ahead of us. We were always told we could achieve anything we put our mind to. However, there's two simple words that could bring your dreams to a halt. Two words that could change your life forever. I'm pregnant.
When faced with this situation, people handle it in different ways. Some turn to abortion.
Abortion has been an issue in the United States since before the 19th century, but it didn't come to a head until the 1960s when most states started to make abortion illegal.
Illegal abortions became common during this time period, with millions performed each year, usually by unqualified doctors in unsanitary conditions. This issue, however, came to a head on January 22, 1973, with the Supreme Court case Roe v. Wade.
In 1971, a Texas woman named Norma McCorvey, commonly referred to as Jane Roe, appealed to the Supreme Court regarding the Texas abortion laws at this time.
Texas law stated that abortions were illegal except when the life of the mother was in danger. Jane Roe, however, thought that this law was unconstitutional because it interfered with her right to privacy. The case was argued in court in 1971 and again in 1972, but a decision wasn't reached until 1973. In a 7-2 decision, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Roe, legalizing abortion in the United States, and consequently sparking fierce debates that are still relevant today.
Two distinct groups have emerged from Roe v. Wade.
The pro-life special interest groups, such as these, are still trying to overturn the Roe v. Wade decision and trying to cut government funding towards abortions because they believe that abortion is a criminal act. Dr. Wanda Franz of the National Right to Life Committee sums up the pro-life stance best. We pro-lifers have a bruising battle over government-controlled healthcare behind us. We lost that battle for the first time being, but we are not giving up. It ain't over till it's over.
The pro-choice special interest groups such as these advocate for a woman's right to an abortion. In a speech given by Vicky Saporta, the president of the National Abortion Federation, she issued the pro-choice mission statement to ensure that abortion remains safe, legal, and accessible.
These are the general viewpoints of the abortion issue. But what do Penn State students think?
Even though we tried our hardest, a lot of these students refused to participate because of the controversial nature of the topic. We started off with the question, when do you think human life begins? However, after countless rejections, we had to revise our question to, do you think abortion is a controversial issue, and why or why not?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of like everybody has their own say about it.
It's controversy just because it plays with your faith, so I mean, if you believe in an abortion or pro-choice, you're kind of like leaving out the whole idea that, you know, you're given a life as a gift, and it just kind of like questions faith. And
I don't mind talking about it, but it's not the word I want to talk in my common life.
We didn't meet with as much rejection, but it wasn't until we changed our question for the third time that people really started to respond. We ended up asking, would you rather talk about underage drinking or abortion?
I would rather talk about underage drinking because it seems a little less controversial than abortion. Abortion is something we bring up and everyone jumps back and they're like, oh no, abortion, and like they start fighting you on it, and it just, I would probably rather not get in a fight about it, so I would mention underage drinking and talk about it, have my own viewpoints, and people could find it controversial, but just not as controversial as abortion.
I'd rather talk about abortion for similar reasons as discussed there. It's more controversial, so I would rather get into a bigger debate, have more emotion, but it is a very emotional topic, and through that emotionality, I think there can at least be some, I would say, productive results.
Clearly, abortion is still something many people don't like to talk about, and clearly the debate over this issue will never rest.
I asked members to read this book, Unplanned, and realize the scandal of the killing of these unborn children and calling it choice. Mr. Speaker, there is nothing whatsoever benign or caring or generous or just or compassionate or nurturing about abortion.
I had really planned to speak about something else, but the gentleman from New Jersey has just put my stomach in knots. Because I'm one of those women he spoke about just now. I had a procedure at 17 weeks, pregnant with a child that had moved from the vagina into the cervix. And that procedure that you just talk about was a procedure that I endured. I lost a baby. But for you to stand on this floor and to suggest, as you have, that somehow this is a procedure that is either welcomed or done cavalierly or done without any thought is preposterous.
Only decades ago, women suffered through horrifying back alley abortions, or they used dangerous methods when they had no other recourse. So when the Republican Party launched an all-out assault on women's health, pushing bills to limit access to vital services, we had to ask, why is the GOP trying to send women back to the back alley?
MoveOn.org Political Action is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
So where do you stand? Do you believe abortion to be the murder of an innocent child or a woman's reproductive right? Your opinion matters in this ongoing debate. Regardless of what stance you take, there are resources available to you. There are multiple websites and organizations for both the pro-life and pro-choice movement. This is an important issue today, so get involved. For more information about the pro-life movement, you can visit the National Right to Life's website at www.nrlc.org. You can also check out the Pro-Life Action League's website at www.prolifeaction.org. For more information about the pro-choice movement, you can visit NARAL Pro-Choice America website at www.naral.org. You can also check out the Spiritual Youth for Reproductive Freedom, or the SYRF, at www.syrf.org/web/guest. This issue can only be resolved with your involvement, so get out and get involved.